So for our 11 o'clock session, our session just before lunch here, we have a very special guest, Carol Winner. She is the founder of Give Space. And there's Tyler. All right, Mr.
Sorry, I'm putting the spaghetti sauce in the crock pot. Sorry.
Tyler. Getting ready for lunch, huh? All right.
For dinner tonight.
There you go. There you go. All right,
Sorry
bud.
about that.
Go ahead and read off Carol's bio for us, and let's go ahead and get started, bud.
Okay. Carol Winters is the founder of Give Space. She has decided her life and career improving the health of others. She is Professor Health Specialist who's trained and published along medical scholarships combined in national fellows. Much of Fire magazine continued to let public health students on programs and policy events, and is the author of a children's space book, What to Do, I Do, with My Hugs. Carol was also awarded of U.S. Adaptable German president of the Give Space Vets. Vicente Pro of the review. In 2019, Give Space was selected out of 20,000 Upson Award. And National Space Day of November 30th, which is coming up again soon. Carol was served in role in with not-for-profit federal agents responsible clinic, including the NIH, CDC, and FDA, among others. She directed a longest of healthcare provider in the country until her drive to launch Give Space become proud her community, her family, friends, and her life. Work is what the moving her every day. Carol Winter, welcome to join us this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Tyler. It's very kind. Appreciate it.
All right, guys, we are going to watch a short video really quick. So, Jesse, can you share a screen with me, please?
I believe it is already set.
Awesome.
Let me know if that works.
Okay, dokie. All right.
Hi,
Can you guys hear it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yep.
good.
I'm Carol Winter, founder of Give Space, and I've created a universal symbol that communicates personal space needs, whether to heal or just to be. I'm a public health specialist. I have a lovely family. I have 2 golden retrievers, highly untrained, and a cat who thinks she's a dog. It all started with my mom. She was immunocompromised for 40 years, and she was beautiful and very gregarious, and people loved to kiss her, and they loved to hug her. And she would get out of the hospital, and she would go play bridge or go to church, and I would beg her to please try to refrain from kissing and hugging. And she said, Caroline, I don't know how to tell people not to touch me. And she would get sick. And then I had a friend who had...
Is it frozen?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's playing on my end.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's not playing on mine. I saw someone else commented that it was stuck.
When
Hey,
did
Taylor.
it stop?
Yes.
Taylor, on the bottom right, there should be 3 little dots that say more.
Yeah.
Click that. See if there's a option to optimize the video.
Okay. Okay.
You see that?
Yeah, I just pressed
Perfect.
it. Let
That
me
should work.
rewind it a little bit.
Yep.
Okay, let's yell at me if it is frozen.
to please try to
Good.
refrain from
No?
kissing and hugging.
Not on my end. You want me
It's
to
still
try?
frozen.
You want me to try off of my screen?
Yeah, go ahead and try. It's playing on my end.
Is anybody else having trouble?
Yeah, it's frozen for us too.
So basically the only person watching was me. It's a
Okay.
great video.
Let me share my screen. Let's see, I'm sharing. Okay, I don't need.
I know what video this is. I could pull it up real quick.
Hi, I'm Carol Winter, founder of Give Space, and I've created a universal symbol that communicates personal space needs, whether to heal or just to be. I'm a public health specialist. I have a lovely family. I have 2 golden retrievers, highly untrained, and a cat who thinks she's a dog. It all started with my mom. She was immunocompromised for 40 years, and she was beautiful and very gregarious, and people loved to kiss her, and they loved to hug her. And she would get out of the hospital, and she would go play bridge or go to church, and I would beg her to please try to refrain from kissing and hugging. And she said, Carol Ann, I don't know how to tell people not to touch me. And she would get sick. And then I had a friend who had a mastectomy. Surgeon comes in, says, Julia, no hugs for 2 weeks. And we walk out in the hall, and someone recognizes her and bear hugged her. So I knew I really had to do something. I just couldn't take it anymore. So I pulled together some focus groups, and I talked to nurses and patients and persons with sensitivities. Physicians helped with the now patented vests, the pockets, and the patients helped, for example, with a scarf because they didn't want to feel unattractive while they were in the hospital or while they were healing. Young people helped with the sweatshirt, who particularly don't like to be too close at work. There was a lot of input, and I certainly wasn't going to make any products that I wouldn't want to wear myself. And I gifted them to over 100 people.
We had a complete mastectomy. I really appreciated you bringing the gift. I used the vest riding home from the hospital, so that was nice because it just made me feel very protected in the car on the way home. I have 6 grandchildren. I explained to them that when I wore the vest, they needed to be careful around Grandma. They needed to give me gentle hugs instead of big hugs. I also have a niece who has autism, and so I think it's a good thing for her to be able to have that emblem to explain that she needs a boundary around herself.
We've used the Give Space poncho, which I use as a little swaddle blanket when we're out and about. I use it for nursing. I use it traveling if I'm on a plane using my breast pump. We also had the little Give Space sticker on our carrier, which was just really nice. You know, wintertime and year round when people want to touch the baby in their little carrier, and it's kind of just a little warning to give space.
81% said they were extremely likely or very likely to recommend the products. Many people wore them for extended periods of time. A lot of comments on the quality of the products. And so that gave me a sense that we were moving in the right direction to help people communicate by a simple tap saying, hey, no, not today. Give Space continues to find solutions every day to help people define their personal space needs. And I believe that together we are changing the way we show we care. And that's a good thing. Please share your stories with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We'd love to hear from you.
Very good. All right, hold on. I apologize. Let me get you guys unmuted here real quick. There you go. And Miss Taylor.
Unmute. There we go.
There you go.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching that video. So I just want to give you guys a little bit of background about the relationship that we have with Carol and GiveSpace. So we actually met with Carol before COVID happened. So, you know, when we first met, Chris and John and myself and Carol, you know, this was something that was very important to us because we know a lot of our athletes are immunocompromised. A lot of our athletes have sensory sensitivities. So giving space was really important. However, then COVID happened. And now COVID has kind of changed it of this is something important to us. It's very near and dear to our heart, to something that is truly life and death at this point. You know, a lot of our athletes, giving space can be the one thing that keeps them safe right now. So we really went from, you know, something that was super important to us to this is crucial. So Carol and I have really talked and tried to come up with some ideas of ways that we can implement GiveSpace and really tailor it to our athletes. So I'm really excited to have Carol here today, and she's gonna talk to us a little bit about just facts, things that she's done in the past, and then we're gonna hear from you guys and kind of get some ideas about how you guys think GiveSpace could be implemented best for you. You guys are the meat of our community, so we want to hear your voice and hear what you think. So, Jesse, if you could share a screen with Carol, she is going to take it away.
Yes, it is enabled for her to share.
Okay, thank you, Jesse. Gosh, what would we do without you? Here we go. So as Taylor said, we are teaming up, and I'm very honored to be here. I'm very grateful for that very kind introduction. And we're excited about how GiveSpace can help your athletes and your community get the personal space they need, we all need, to stay safe. So just a few things to reiterate. Initially, GiveSpace was designed for medical need. My mother was immunocompromised. I had a friend also who had a mastectomy. I saw her bear hugged. And so for many years, being a public health specialist, I knew there was something that really needed to be done, particularly in engaging physically with people who were immunocompromised or in recovery. And so that's how it started. And then what I did was I reached out to just about everybody I knew in medicine, public health, and said, is this viable? Is there a need? Yes, 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 yes. And so put together focus groups, and patients, administrators, surgeons, nurse practitioners, and got feedback and how this could be best implemented, tested the symbol. The name of my company is For the Love of Peach, which you probably saw in the video. And out of that spun GiveSpace. The reason that the peach was so important to me and my mother, who has since passed, sadly, was that a peach is so vibrant, yet so vulnerable on the exterior. It's so resilient in that seed. And that's who we are as humans. And I never saw that more than when I gifted the products. So we designed, manufactured, gifted to over 100 patients at the University of Kansas in 9 different units. So mom and baby, for the nursing cover, CF, internal medicine, intensive care, gynecology ward, or floor, I should say, not ward. And so I had the opportunity to deliver these myself and talk to so many folks, which was really such an honor, and get feedback on how they felt about the product. Would it be of value to them? For example, youth with cystic fibrosis would tell me they would just go down simply to the cafeteria and everybody wanted to hug them. So they really felt empowered by wearing the Give Space products. And the nursing moms, you know, this is time for bonding. Again, empowerment, protection. And so these were words that I continued to hear. And then I don't even recall how it happened. I think moms reaching out to me. I saw Nan Cantor's name come up, which I think she had even recommended you should talk to Special Olympics Kansas. And it just expanded beyond recovery and beyond a medical need to also a physical need for disabilities or a sensory need. And this is among all populations, right? People would say at work, I really don't like people touching me, or I have a son in a wheelchair. And so the stickers tell people to take a step back. So now manufactured in the US, and the sales are online at givespacepeach.com, where you can go and get more familiar with the types of products. And then I launched in 2017, and Tyler mentioned a little bit about the growth and evolution. I'm just going to touch on some points. So GiveSpace is now trademarked worldwide. So I have customers and people I work with in varying countries: Israel, France, Spain, England. And so that's very exciting. And also, you know, different cultures, it's interesting to learn about personal distance and the importance of that and how they define it, because it is different by culture. And then the vest was awarded an adaptable protective garment patent in 2019. It took us 3 years of filings. It was assisted by surgeons, and it has padding in the front, and protective pockets, also for drains. All those are removable for a pretty typical vest. Many of the products have the peach on the front and the back, because I listened that people are uncomfortable with being approached from the back. So that's very exciting, and certainly helps to protect people in recovery. I didn't want to leave children out of the conversation. My sister's a reading specialist, so I wrote and authored the book, What Do I Do With My Hugs? And this is near and dear to my heart. It's about a little girl, Lily, which is my niece's nickname, and her Mimi, which was my mother's nickname. And Lily and Mimi share a lot of warm hugs. And then one day, Mimi doesn't hug Lily. And she's confused and fearful and blames herself. What did I do? Did I not put my toys away? Did I eat too much banana bread? And then they work through it. They bake together. It's an interactive book. There's a banana recipe. Lily makes paper hearts for every hug she misses with her Mimi. And so it's very endearing. And we're also adding a downloadable a card now with COVID that children can color in and mail to their Mimis. So it's on just about every international bookseller, Amazon. So as you might imagine with COVID, that has, and homeschooling, the sales have greatly increased. Most important to me is that it helps teachers and families start the conversation about personal space with children. Because, you know, this COVID environment, and I hope all of your families are healthy, this COVID environment is not going to go away for a long time. And I believe it'll be like influenza. We'll be wrestling with it for many, many years. And so as things shift, we still have 5 million people with PTSD. We have 650,000 people who are on chemo, right? We have 300,000 women a year diagnosed with breast cancer. So there's still things that are happening in our families and in our community that we can work to change the way we show we care. Then I applied for National Personal Space Day. Why? To attract attention to defining personal space. That's what our mission is about. How can we change the way we care? And so I won. I think my dogs thought I was having a heart attack because I was so excited that I won. Because as Tyler mentioned, there were over 20,000 applications. And so I asked them, how is it that I won? And they said, because it's so important. And this was pre-COVID. So that is coming up again at the end of November. Very exciting. And now more than ever, there's a lot of conversation about personal space and the importance of it. So I'm a public health specialist, and when COVID hit, I kind of had to, dust off my hat and say, okay, back to epi and research and, who ate the potato salad? So I right now for national publications, health.com, recently in Forbes, different magazines, Huffington Post. And what I see my role as, and it's been supported, is taking COVID information and making it applicable to our daily lives. So started out, things like, how do I wash my groceries? Do I leave my shoes at the door? Still do, yes. There's a lot of bacteria that's on your shoes. How do I wash my clothes? What do I do for the holidays? Recently, been talking with the media about how do I have a healthy Thanksgiving? Well, with those in your household. We all know our numbers are going up. We're hoping for some change with a new national plan and very exciting possibility of vaccine. But you understand, a lot of people don't recognize that the trials for children are just starting. So we've got quite a ways to go. And I am hopeful and excited about it, but we still are going to be wearing our masks, social distancing, washing our hands for a long time. Also, I'd like to mention too, we're getting great at wearing our masks, but our masks are not 100%. And so we want to continue to social distance, particularly in the winter. It's beyond 6 feet because it can linger in the air. We're not outside to denature the virus. Try to keep turbulent air in your home. And this kind of information is now on my blog, givespacepeach.com. You can find a lot of these things and links to the articles and some really good information on how to manage our daily lives and navigate this very, very challenging time and risky time. Also provide free signage for businesses and restaurants. You might have seen it around the community here in Kansas City. And if you go on the homepage, you can link, there's a PDF there and you can download it. And I love seeing that people are using it in their home so that if somebody comes into the home, it's just a kind reminder. It has the characters on it that you saw at the beginning, and it has a little dog, and it's attractive, but yet a reminder, because how many times, I don't know about you, but I'll get out of the car and I'll think, oh shoot, I have to go back and get my mask. It's just a quick and kind reminder. And I remember even after a friend of mine had a mastectomy, she walked to my house for a holiday, and I, went like this. I'm a big hugger, and oh shoot, okay, she needs a pin, she needs a sticker, so we can all remember. And then, of course, now expanded the outreach. Camp Encourage for Autism has used the pins and the stickers so they can pick, if they want to use that. KU, we use it. They're huge fans on the Lawrence campus. They use it for the students. Stressful weeks, finals weeks, things like that. Students decorate the door signs, and it helps them, again, empower. They feel empowered and in control of their space, which I consistently heard from patients, and now I hear from all kinds of folks. And that word empowerment is very, very important, as is the word respect. My personal space is respected. Okay, this is just a little bit. I'm not going to go into this because everybody's heard a lot about personal space. But there is a champion, our champions, of personal space definition and proxemic space in relation to others, and Edward T. Hall wrote The Hidden Dimension, came out in the 60s, a good read. Also, Michael Graziano, one of my favorites, The Space Between Us. He has a son who has and was bumping into things. And so, you know, we work throughout our day and consistently navigate our space. But Edward T. Hall defined it 4 types of space. The first one is intimate space, saved for our partners, 18 inches. My arm's about, I don't know if you can see it, I can't see what you can see, but my arm's about 2 feet. So short arms, but you know, intimate space defines itself. Personal space is what we're talking about here today. So you're starting at about a 1.5 feet, and that's reserved for people we're comfortable with, people we know, coaches, right, with athletes, volunteers with athletes, family members that are familiar with athletes. And so we're talking about that personal space, about a 1.5 feet to 4 feet. And now with COVID, we're talking about 6 feet. So I'm pointing to my screen, which I know you can't see, but on the bottom right there, left there. So now it's even, as Taylor said, even more critical. These things also, in terms of defining our personal space, are affected by relationships, they're affected by culture. You know, if you're going to Brazil, people are going to stand a little closer. If you're going to England, they're going to stand a little further away. And so all of those things to take into consideration, because we can't assume that if, like me, a big hugger, that the other guy wants me coming in for that hug. And so the more aware we are of defining our personal space, the more we are aware of the other person's personal space. So there's a whole educational component here which will benefit the athletes. Talk about that a little bit now.
Hey, Carol.
Yeah.
If you're trying to share screen, it's not there right now.
What?
I know.
When did it go away?
It's been gone.
Oh my God. The whole time?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I've been talking quite a lot. I'm sorry, everyone. Okay, is it there now? So I'm going to have to defer
Not
to you.
yet. Hit the green button on the bottom that says share screen.
It's not up. Where is it?
Not yet. Are you in full screen mode?
No. Oh, no, that's not it. I don't know where it is now. Zoom. Back to meeting. Here we go. Yeah, okay. Is that
There
it?
we go. We see it.
Oh
Yes,
my-
we see. Yep, there it is. And you can set it to presentation view. Perfect. Perfect. There it is.
Okay. I'm so sorry. Here you think I'm just talking at you, which kind of am, but don't intend to do it like that. All right, let's try to move forward here. Okay, here's what I was talking about, this personal space graphic. Can you see this?
Yes, we can see it. It says personal space and there's 2 people standing.
Yeah, the characters. So this is what I was talking about in terms of defining your personal space. And now it's even more important with masks and 6 feet. I apologize. Hang on 1 second, please. Well, this is the most important slide. So we got there. Okay. So the Give Space Peach is a symbol, not a label. And this is really important. And I'm very sensitive to that for the wearers, because it may be temporary, but it was designed to be kind and a quick cue. And as I said, it tested very well, and I continue to get feedback. One story I love, there's a family of 4 children with special needs. And I let them pick which products they wanted. And a little boy, about maybe 6 or 7 years old, picked a pin. He wanted to wear a pin. And he wore a helmet for his needs. and they'd go to church every Sunday. And he wore the pin to church. And his mother shared that when he got back in the truck, he said, "Mom, the pin worked. It worked." He was so excited because during the peace offering, no one reached out to touch him. And this is a child who has challenges and is immunocompromised. And I thought, how many times has this child gone to church in fear of being touched? And so it's a symbol. It's a kind and quick cue. Taylor called it a love language, which I love that. I love that. And it denotes empathy and promotes empathy and caring. So here's the most important part. So educating and empowering for your volunteers, for your family members, for your coaches, for your local program coordinators. It helps them be aware of touch sensitivities. It's just, again, take a look. I've got the sticker on here. I don't know if you see it. I have the sticker on here. I have the pin on here. I'm all loaded up here. Here is the scarf, which can be used as a headband, a head cover, and it's very, very comfortable, double layer cotton for safety. And so it just quickly signals, right? Not today, I need some space. Please take a step back. It's caring, it's protecting now more than ever from germs and viruses. They were there before. Why some of my products are antimicrobial. My t-shirt, germs won't glom. And that's really important because they can't multiply on the clothing, particularly with sweat. And then it's a welcomed instruction. Here's what I mean by that. So Linda Verstraete mentioned it with the vest in the video, that when she had it on, her grandchildren, she knew not to come near her. And so it's a signal, a quick signal to others that also can provide some relief on their part. Oh yeah, I know not to engage. And when they're not wearing it, maybe they're okay with me engaging. Someone in my focus group told me that Mensa, which is an international organization for intellectuals, at their meetings, they have green, yellow, and red stickers. And so when you register, you pick up your packet, you get to pick a sticker. And that tells that others how they wish to engage or not. So for your wearers, the athletes, to define their own personal space. This can help your community start the conversation about what is your personal space? How close are you comfortable? There are activities and things can be done in training, two people walking close to each other. And one person says, I need you to stop, and they understand when that bubble, their boundary is just defined for them. And this is a gift we can give our families for a lifetime, because it can help to protect them from harm from others. It also, again, can empower them to raise their voice and say, you know, I have a 5-year-old customer who, after reading the book, went to kindergarten and said, I need you to move out of my space. Now, he got in a little trouble because with the teacher, because, you know, he didn't quite say it as friendly as we would hope. But his mother was very proud of him, as am I, that Colin defined his personal space. That's a gift he will have for a lifetime. And so it can help them to advocate for their space. And as a physician said to me once, when a patient or anyone is wearing a peach, it can remind them to take care of themselves and their own space. And I thought that was very powerful as well. So here's some, you can see on me, but here's some of the products, the Give Space pin. The scarf was designed also for a head covering, headband. Use it as a face mask. It is safe. It's 2-layer. And the Give Space mission is this. Together, we are changing the way we show we care. And like I said in the video, That is a good thing. And hopefully all the empathy we see and all the respect for personal space we see, and now again, is life-saving personal space, that it will continue and people will think twice about how they engage, because it's also not necessarily the person you're engaging with, but who are they responsible for? Who are they going home to? You know, maybe that hug in the grocery store is because you want to show them how much you care, but now maybe you've exposed them to something that they are going to take home to their family, COVID or no COVID, right? Well, COVID especially. So this is something that's really important, and I hope that it will continue. And so, as Taylor said, we're here today to talk about and have some discussion about considerations for how it can be used now and in the future, and what would be the education and training and products that would be useful to the athletes. So Taylor, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Very good. Let me get her unmuted real quick.
Thank you very much. So sorry about
There she
this
is.
problem.
There we go.
There we go.
Well, thank you guys so much, and thank you, Carol. So I just kind of want to open the floor to open discussion of, you know, what you guys think, excuse me, would be the best implementation. Do you guys think that this would be something that you guys would want to use? How can you use it in your community? Because, you know, if we're being realistic here, we're not really getting together for Special Olympics right now. So I think the biggest piece for us right now, and then looking forward to getting back into competition and seeing one another, will be this education. So how do you guys think we can educate your community, your friends, your family, and how do you think we can use the Give Space merchandise, basically?
Feel free to unmute yourselves. The mics are enabled now for discussion. And feel free to type anything in the chat as well. We can read those off.
Jody said, we would absolutely love to implement this. Awesome. Anybody else? Kathy, go ahead.
Yes, I am very excited about this. Oh, we've got two going on here. So Becca always gets hugs in the store. And even, I mean, we don't go very often. But last time we went, she had a lady approach her. And, you know, Becca kind of stepped back. But this woman continued on, and she's like, oh, I need a hug. So we will definitely be ordering. I've already signed up on your website for the 15% coupon.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Thank you. I mean, this is what it's all about, right? And I also failed to mention, I wanted to say too, people have said to me, my son hugs everyone, right? And we love that. But it's also a good time to educate others about when to hug and when not to hug, right? It can help that way too, the reverse. So yeah, I feel your struggle. And yes, I hope the peach will help, and I want to hear from you as to how the peach will help.
Very good.
Josh Alter said, I totally agree that we should use this because we want to keep everyone safe and healthy. Beth and Ian said, I would love these products for our North Central Kansas Down Syndrome group too.
Okay.
Can you put the website in the chat? Yes, I can. Any other questions?
Taylor, I want to give out my personal email.
Yeah.
Carol@GiveSpacePeach, same as the website.com. So you can reach me directly too to start any conversation. You won't have to go through the website.
Carol, can you say that one more time? Carol@GiveSpacePeach.
Yes. Yes.
Perfect. I just put it in the chat for everyone.
Very good. I saw that Becca had a question. Would you like to unmute yourself?
When I was young, we had the teacher at Mosby Hard Mary. He just passed a few weeks ago. I wish I knew this back then because he was sick and I was the only one person that I hugged and nobody else could because I don't know what happened, but the last time I saw him, I shake his hand and told him thank you so much for everything he did for me and did so much for Mosby Hart students. He was an inspiration.
I'm so sorry for your loss. There's so much loss today.
I'm sorry about your loss too, but
Oh,
he was really important, and now I know how important it is to learn from this and do better. So, thank you.
thank
That
you.
was sweet, Becca.
Very moving.
All right, we have 4 more minutes. Tyler, go ahead.
Like getting space like at school, like it's hard to get in space like at like school, like sports, like school sports, like football and basketball or any sport you can go for high school. Like I talked to my mom, she's a para over Oak Street. In high school, they're doing splitting up, like A and B. Like for my old high school, Eisenhower High School for boys football, they're not splitting up. Like the rules is you can do 6 feet away each other. Like I'm afraid each boy, like football boys, like possibly might get COVID. Like how they can split it each players and coaches. Like I'm afraid. Like, I know the rules at school, like, you have to wear a face mask, get hand sanitizer, something like that. Like, that's what I'm afraid of. Like, each, like, school sports, like, all I know, like, football. Like, when I watch each school sport, like football, they're not doing 6 feet away each other. They're near together. I don't know if they have COVID or tested for COVID.
Well, I think, I'm sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
It's okay. How they do, like, stay away, like 6 feet away from coaches and athletes, like during high school.
Well, I think it's an unusual time, but I think you raise a very good point. And that is to talk about it and for parents to get involved and athletes to get involved outside of Special Olympics, right? As Taylor mentioned, in the community now, to talk about that, to say, I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable. That personal space is, you know, I need this personal space to feel safe. And then I think that regulations and policies will follow. That's how public health works. It's a groundswelling, also from the top down. And when it meets in the middle, it's a beautiful thing. So you have a voice and you can use it.
Yeah, like,
go ahead, Hein.
Like for me, I'm doing my duty. Like I do 6 feet away each other at grocery store. I do wear my face mask. After I touch somewhere, I go back home, use soapy water.
Good.
Wash my hands. I say, you know what, guys? 6 feet away from me. I don't want to catch the virus.
That's
Good
right.
job, Tyler. That's great. I know we only have about 1 more minute. So I just wanted to say thank you so much to Carol. We have a couple comments in here, one from Nan. Thanks, Carol. I always love hearing your stories. Keep up the great work. I will definitely be ordering some of your great products you offer. And then someone else said, Will is difficult. Oh, wait. This is difficult to implement with our athletes sometimes because they are so loving. We can always encourage maybe no high fives or hugging, but maybe elbow taps or something else like that. So there are lots of ideas. The stickers are, going to be great for us. So I just want to, again, thank you everyone for joining, and thank you so much, Carol, for coming and speaking today.
Thank you. It was quite an honor. I did see a comment, Taylor, about the Facebook page.
I put it in there.
Oh, groovy. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Because I constantly putting tips on there for folks. So thank you very much. I look forward to working with you. There's all kinds of good ideas we can talk about and training, and I very much appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the meeting.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Jesse,
guys.
back to you.
Much, Taylor. Thank you so much, Carol. We are getting ready for our lunch hour, and as a reminder, you have all been entered to win one of 2 Xboxes. The door prize is about to be announced, and then we're going to come back after lunch for Dr. Linda Sterling, Luz Conde, strategic plan, sports, and finally Champions Night. So feel free to pop in, pop out. Same Zoom link that we're going to be using all day long. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Chris for our door prize.
Yes, thank you, Jesse. And Raymond Augustine is our door prize winner for the last session. Congratulations, Raymond. Maria will be in touch about getting that to you. As Jesse mentioned, we've set aside this time kind of as an open forum. John jumped on to join us for this session as well. Any questions that you guys have, we're here to answer, talk to you, chat, whatever. So there's no format for this. If you want to full on break, jump off, grab lunch, come back. We're just thankful to have you here. It's been a great attendance, and I really appreciate everyone's engagement with the presenters as well. It's been really good. So I think everyone's mics can unmute themselves.